Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and what a frickin' day it was. So, the first baseball game got delayed, the Seattle Tiger game, and I know most people that watch this video already know what I'm going to talk about. Well, first I'll show where I posted my picks. So, this was my main pick, Suarez and Vladdy to hit, the parlay. And then I said I like Cal and Kirk as well. Cal also hit. Suarez hit, and I don't even know. Maybe it was like, this is a little delayed, but 7 minutes later, Vladdy hit. It caught me so off guard. I forgot the game started at like the same time, basically. Well, a little bit, not literally. But because the Tiger game got delayed so long, I was like, I saw it pop up in the feed because we do this. It pops up in general. And I was like, huh? Vladdy hit a home run? So, with that said, and others hit, this is Jazz and Cal. But let's scroll up a little bit here. I mean, massive, just so many people tailed. I don't even know if I should share this. Maybe FanDuel's going to ban us all. I don't know. Oh, there's a bug on my screen. Bye, Buggy. So he boosted it. I mean, so many people hit. Just singles, 5 for 177. I mean, what a day. Somebody has a lot of faith in me and put $150 on it, if I can find it. They added me 24 for 730. 100. Ooh, I didn't even see this one. 100 for 3,000. Holy moly. I didn't even see that one. 5, yep. 5 for 150. Insane. Just crazy day. A lot of people are still waiting. The game's still going on. We're still waiting to see if anything else will hit. Kirk didn't hit his last. He got so close, but he didn't hit his last at bat. A lot of people are hoping Kirk hit, and probably Springer too. But just huge hits on this. There's another 20 for 783, 10 for 287. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I was just in so much shock that it hit so quickly because Vladdy hit in the first inning. And I was like, huh? What just happened? Rowe, who I think I'm paying all Rowe's bills these days. But he's a really good, I've called him out. He's a really good bettor. Positive EV guy. And he said it's been slow lately, so I got to make up for that for him. 14 for 425. And please remember, all my stuff is free. This Discord is free. I tell people not to pay for picks because it's stupid. And actually, I got a really nice. Actually, I did send it to Truck. I got a really nice message from Rambo. He said, I'm just trying to tell you, either fucking go. Every other capper, I've never made a dime off these people. This is the only Discord I'm hitting every week. Well appreciated. I've learned endless since being in here. Been able to buy my kids some stuff. Shit's good since I got here. So just basic stuff like that. I don't even call that basic, but that's not even what I meant. Just hearing stuff like that, I should say, is just unreal. That's why I'm so glad I started this. I was kind of joking around how I'm feeding families, and it's just so much fun. And what a freaking hit that was. So I want to start with hockey for what's tomorrow? See, I'm losing track of my days. For Wednesday, there's 4 games. Today there was 3, and of course the Rangers. My goodness gracious, they got shut out. That was super disappointing. I'm going to do this real quick. We'll just make a quick goal parlay. If you want to do 2 or 3 goals, and I will mention who I like the most for points if you want to do a point ladder. But just keep in mind, these are the first games of the year. You shouldn't be going crazy on these. So last year on the Leafs, heads and heels, my 2 favorites were Nylander and Tavares. They were fantastic. They made me a lot of money. I actually toward the end of the year, I did. I took them both for 1 goal and 2 goals in the same game, and they both hit it by the second period. They both had 2 goals by the second period. That was amazing. And I think I had one of them. I don't remember. I don't remember if I had one for first goal, but I think one of them might have hit first goal as well. Obviously, Austin Matthews is a great pick. I'm perfectly fine with it, but I usually prioritize Nylander. Last year, I was actually liking Tavares more. He got really hot at one point, and he was just he was almost a free pick. And I never like using that word when you're gambling on hockey, but he was just so good for a stretch. And then the two top guys for the Canadians, which are the first two priced, obviously, are Caulfield and Suzuki. Suzuki at plus 270 is really, really good odds. And then where is he? Patrick Lane? Is that who it is? I believe Patrick Lane. He is the power play GOAT. If they get on a power play, he's probably going to score. I don't know what it is with him in power plays. He had a lot of power play goals last year. So for 460, I mean, it's decent. He doesn't score very many even strength goals, so I think that's why his odds are that way. But he's great on the power play. So my top 4 in this game would be them. And then if you want any long shots or mid to long shot, I consider a long shot in hockey, honestly. I almost consider 270 a long shot. And Suzuki at plus 270 is a crime. But for the higher odds guys, yeah, it's kind of tough to pick. Gallagher's pretty good. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Juraj Slafosky. He's pretty good too. So this I could see being a pretty high scoring game, honestly. The Leafs are good, but the Canadians were sneaky good last year and they made the playoffs. So they're not a bad team, Don't be afraid of them. And they did lose. He was on the Leafs, right? Mitch Marner. So that will give these guys more opportunities to score. And Matthew Knees as well. He's really good too. But my top guys are in this game overall are definitely Nylander and Tavares. I like them a lot. And I will put Tavares. Well, we're going to put him in the parlay, but we'll make that after. Ovechkin at plus 110 is a little weird to me, but okay. So last year the caps were pretty straightforward. You can obviously go Ovechkin, Wilson, Strome. A sneaky guy on their team is Protas at plus 340 is pretty nice odds. And I'm trying to see if there's like new people on these teams because a lot of these teams are different. I don't really see anything out of the ordinary. So Protas, if you want a longer shot guy, is a good guy to get. But once again, a favorite, I'm going to either go McMichael at 290 is really nice too. Boston probably won't be very good this year also. So Pasternak is obviously, I would actually consider him probably the top guy in the game. But as far as caps go, I really like... Gosh, that's tough to pick because it's really between Wilson, Strome, and McMichael. I'll show you one thing for Ovechkin. He's one of the absolute top goal scorers for empty netter. I think Kucherov is the king right now, but it used to be Ovechkin. So you could do first goal and you can also do last goal. I don't see it. It'll probably pop up tomorrow sometime. But if you really want, and if the Caps are winning toward the end of the game and the Bruins pull their goalie, Ovechkin will probably get the empty netter. So it's just kind of a sneaky bet you can throw on there. It's not a great bet to do, but just because he likes scoring empty netters. All right, so I will decide on. I'm gonna go Strome. We'll just start making the parlay now, just to get out of the way. Actually, I should do this. Parlay builder. So I said Tavares, Strome, and then aside from Pasternak, You can go. Morgan Geekie was fantastic last year. He was really, really good for the Bruins. And then I don't really know. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't go too crazy on some of these guys yet. Casey Middlestat is pretty good, but I don't know why he's 480. So just for the time being, I would stick with these two, Pasternak or Geekie. But Middlestat's pretty good. And then Pavel Zacha as well is pretty good too. Anyway. Okay, so the Kings play today and Tuesday and Wednesday, which is weird. Now, I used to kind of be one of those people like, I don't like it. They're back-to-backs, blah, blah, blah. These guys are professionals. I don't care. And it's the second game of the year. They might actually be excited to play 2 games in a row because it'll get them kind of, warmed up and ready to go. So I'm not scared. Vegas is good. If you're scared, maybe be scared of that. But I want to see who the home team is. Vegas. So they do have to travel to Vegas, but obviously that's not far. All right, so the top guy in Vegas is Eichel. So Marner, like I said, left the Leafs, so now he's on Vegas. So we haven't seen him play yet, but he's very good, which is why he's second. Pavel was one of my favorite Vegas guys last year. He scored like 35 goals or something. I don't know. And also Tomas Hertl was very good too. So they're going to be really good this year. They could be a sneaky like Stanley Cup for plus 1,000. I don't like doing futures this early in the year because you're just hanging up your money. What if they get an injury and then go to plus 3,000? So I wouldn't do it now, but maybe keep an eye on them. And they definitely can be one of those teams to sneak up on you. And they do have some championship experience with Eichel and stuff. And then the sneaky high odd guy on Vegas would definitely be Carlson. And then I guess we'll see what the Kings do today, too. The game's going on right now to kind of give us an idea. But Denault's kind of good for higher odds. I like Trevor Moore, too. But in this game, for the parlay's sake, I like my guy, Pavel. Okay. And then we get the Oilers and the Calgary Flames. Now, Kadri is fantastic. Farabee, wasn't he on the Flyers last year? If I remember correctly. There's some new faces on these teams, both these teams. I think Frederic was on the Bruins. I don't even know who this guy is. But yeah, so this is probably Igor is going to be the sneaky guy if you want a higher odd guy for 490, or even Blake Coleman. Coleman's actually pretty good for plus 500. That's kind of wacky. Higher odds for Oilers, I'd say Henrique. But Frederic's actually pretty good, plus 330. That's interesting odds. Of course. So my favorite Oiler head and heels is Draisaitl. He's already minus 110. That kind of sucks for the first game of the year, but what can you do, So either go Draisaitl or McDavid. But I definitely like Draisaitl. Hopkins is also good too. Now, I'm not really a huge fan of doing like 4-leggers. It's kind of same for baseball. I don't really like going over 3, but hockey you kind of get more opportunities in a way. If I were to remove someone from this, I would go... I'd probably go Strome. But if you want to do the 4-legger for fun, it's plus 6,000, so you're winning $300 if that hits. So Strome, Tavares, Pavel, and Leon Draisaitl. It's a good little parlay. And then I do like Draisaitl is really good for first goal. Never a guarantee, but look at his odds, plus 650. And then if he scores the first goal, I also like him for 2 goals, right? Wow, he's only plus 500. I think it just shows how good he is. That they already kind of shot his odds down even before the season started. So, And then 3 is just really, really hard to hit. So that is completely up to you if you want to do 3 goals on anybody. I mean, 2 goals is already hard to hit. Okay, so let's move on to baseball. Now, I'm not a person to... we hit a parlay yesterday, Monday, and today, Tuesday. Now, I still don't recommend parlays by any means. They're not easy to hit. I just do my basic... I have like a formula in my head. Let's just put it that way. And it works sometimes. Okay, so I don't do anything crazy. I don't look at, oh, this guy hits a fastball really well. Oh my God. Oh, Frank, look at that. Oh yeah. So I don't look at any of that stuff. I know people are sitting there all day researching all this crap. Stop wasting your time. It doesn't matter. For one thing, you're researching a starting pitcher's pitches against a batter that the pitcher could be pulled out in the first inning, second inning, third inning, and then where did all that research go? You just wasted all your time. So I don't know. I don't find it helpful, is what I'm saying. The things you need to know are like today at Comerica. Like, yeah, the wind was blowing out 13 miles per hour. It's the same on Wednesday. There's no rain, which is nice. So, yeah, this is a great-looking game again. Now, the wind in Wrigley sucks. That's why they over under 6.5. Yankee Stadium. So, that's why, Tuesday is popping off. And Jazz, Judge, Vladdy, all these guys are hitting home runs, right? And then Dodger Stadium's just always been one of the best stadiums for home runs as well. So, Yankees, Dodgers... Detroit isn't like a good stadium per se, but with this wind, it's fantastic. And now I'm already liking all these games except for maybe the Cub game. With that said, let's see what we got here. So, oh yeah, who's pitching? I didn't pull up the pitchers. That would probably be a good idea. MLB starting lineups. Next day. All right, so Bryce Miller, who has struggled this year mightily against Casey Mize, who's been decent. Priester versus Talion. See, this game, I've already seen people on my Discord saying, oh, Brewers minus 3.5. This game should theoretically be very low scoring because it's 2 good pitchers. Talion pitched great his last game. He really needs to go deep in this game, otherwise the Cubs are going to lose, in my opinion. But it'll be competitive. It should be a lot more competitive. The Jays don't have a pitcher announced. And then the Yankees got Cam, Nola versus Yamamoto. That is scary for the Phillies, I'm not going to lie. But Nola does have playoff experience, so that will be helpful. Oh, yeah. The water's good. Okay. So we like. Okay, so I like all 3 of these games. The Cub game. I'll be honest. I think based on the fact that these other 3 games are so good looking, you don't need to pick from this game. If you want to take some Brewers because they can hit everything under the sun, that's fine. We know the Cubs are struggling. Aside from Suzuki, so if you want Suzuki, that's fine as well. The odds are kind of reflecting the wind, as you can see. They're pretty baity, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to... Oh, they're actually missing one of the games. What game are they missing? Oh, this is all dependent if the Blue Jays lose, then they'll play. So that's the game they're not showing. But obviously the Yankees are winning 9-6 to 9. So they should win this game unless they blow it. But so we won't pick from it obviously yet. Well, I'll give my picks, I guess, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so like I said, Bryce Miller's been struggling. So we do like Carey and Green. Now they haven't really done anything lately. off the top of my head. If I had to choose one, Carey's probably the guy. I do like them both. I wouldn't parlay them. He's by default. I don't need to tell you to take Cal. I liked him today. I like him tomorrow. Julio had a really bad game. Now Suarez's odds are just disrespectful. He was plus 500 today on FanDuel. I don't like, where do they come up with that? The guy, if you include the playoffs, has 50 home runs this year. So I still like Suarez. And then I can't touch Torque. Even freaking JP Crawford hit a home run. If you want to try the back-to-back, you can try Crawford. I mean, he's actually been hitting. Toward the end of the year, he started hitting home runs. So if you want to throw a small unit on Crawford, I think it's fine. And then I'll just pick my favorites. I want to say Julio. I'm on the fence. I know Rainmaker's going to be mad at me. But he did have a pretty crappy game today. And Polanco's a decent choice, too. So those three from this game. And then, like I said, I really just don't like this game. If you absolutely really need someone and you want to go Suzuki. But, like I said, there's just better games to choose from. Like the Dodger game. Now, Nola has really struggled this year. Now, he has pitched better recently. However, Otani, I don't care. Otani can hit off anybody. And then Yamamoto. Yamamoto is good, but he does tend to make mistakes. So I'm not opposed to Schwarber. Just keep in mind, it's also a fantastic stadium for home runs. And then obviously Teo's hot. Even Mookie at home, I don't mind. I'm not going to say pick him, but you can. And then I'm okay with like Muncy or Freeman. But the official one that I really like would be something like that. I don't think I'm as confident as I am. Yesterday I was a bit more confident. So I'll think about it more, and then when we see what happens in the Yankee game, so we know if they're going to play or not on Wednesday, then it could change, and then we'll pay attention to the wind to see if the wind changes at all in Chicago. But it does start at 2 my time, which is, 3 Chicago time, 3 or 4? So we'll think about it a little bit. We got some time. The first game's at noon, 3 Eastern. So it gives us plenty of time. So just go to my free Discord. Free, that I don't charge for. Holy snow, net profit. See? He only made $3,400 today, guys. That's just terrible. Oh my goodness. These emotes are funny. What's going on here? Oh my god, Tissue. Nope, I'm not reporting. We're deleting. But we have fun in here all day. So join my Discord, and I will post all my official picks tomorrow sometime in the morning. And I believe that is all I got. So cool. Well, you all have a fantastic evening. I think we all will. And I will see you later. All right, peace.